Welcome back to the Cleveland Sports Show, where we talk all things Cleveland sports. I'm your host, Sam Foltz, and my colleague Jordan Anderson is not here today, but we are going to continue this episode by myself. Anyway, tonight I'm going to be discussing the Browns versus Raiders game that just happened on Sunday, and we lost 45-42 in overtime. Now, this game was frustrating for me. As a Browns fan, and as a fan of the NFL, this game was a disappointment. The Browns should have won this game. The referee called this one play a first down, and then it went and reviewed it and overturned the first down, and it was fourth and short. If it was a first down, it would have ended the game because the Raiders would have had no timeouts left, and we would have just kneeled the rest of the clock out. And if you watch the replay, you can clearly see that Carlos Hyde is over the first down marker. But, the refs just suck, Anyway, so that's just one play that the refs messed up. Another play is clearly a strip sack that they called no longer forward progress. And Derek Carr took a half step forward in the pile and still lost the football. If that would have been ruled a fumble, then that was a fumble 6. And that would have ended the game too. Also, the refs just sucked in general. It was bad. But enough talking about the refs. Let's talk about the Browns. The Browns played all right. They could have played better. I believe that they would have played better against this Raiders team, but they just didn't. Baker Mayfield looked okay for a rookie quarterback starting his first game. He had 2 picks and 2 fumbles. Now, one of his interceptions, which was the pick 6 in the early stages of the game, wasn't really his fault. Antonio Callaway slipped off his route, which messed up the timing, and then it also hit off of his hands. Like that, there's nothing Baker could have done about that. And one of the fumbles, J.C. Treader snapped the football while Baker Mayfield was under center while trying to change the play, and Baker had no idea what was happening, and it was just a fumble. But 2 of those turnovers are on Baker. One of them was just a Hail Mary throw up to Antonio Callaway that was just short. If he put a little more arm on it, that was a touchdown. But it was short and it was picked off by Reggie Nelson. And then the fumble, we were back in Raiders territory. And anyway, Baker went to go throw it. And one of the defensive linemen put their hands on the football and got to it before he was able to make the pass. And it was a fumble. They recovered and they scored on that possession. Okay, enough about Baker Mayfield right now. We're going to come back. I just want to get through everyone. Antonio Callaway, you need to catch the ball. That's all I got to say. You need to catch the ball. Jabril Peppers, why are you running it out of the end zone when there are defenders at the 20-yard line before you even start taking it off? Our special teams, someone learn how to square up and tackle. We should have pinned the Raiders down deep a couple times, and the lead tackler just didn't square up and he missed the tackle and they got an extra 20 yards on the punt return. That's it just can't happen. If we're going to be a winning football team, that can't happen. And that's just the facts. Also, our defense, Greg Williams, I don't know what you were doing, but you were just playing coverage. You weren't really sending blitzes like you normally do. You weren't attacking the quarterback. And our defense didn't look as good as they normally do. Now, granted, some of the time probably could have been because they were tired, because the offense would go 3 and out, punt, and then the defense would be back, and then so on and so on. But I mean, we weren't really playing to our full potential in that game. I feel like the Browns thought, oh, hey, this is the Raiders. They're 0-3. They kind of suck. We got this win, and they underestimated them. Now, one thing I am very proud of is that we put up 42 points. That's insane. I can't remember the last time the Browns ever did that. Nick Chubb, 3 carries, over 100 yards rushing, 2 touchdowns. Insane. He needs more carries. Duke Johnson, insane. He needs more touches and more plays. Jarvis Landry, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. I want to talk about the Raiders for a minute. Why is Marshawn Lynch so good? He looks so good against us. Why couldn't we stop him? Learn how to tackle. That's all we had to do, just tackle Marshawn Lynch. But we just couldn't. We'd wrap him up like 3 yards past the line of scrimmage and he'd get 7. Why? Come on, guys. Inexcusable. Jared Cook on the Raiders was cooking us. We could not stop him at all. And I really don't know why, other than the fact that he's bigger than everyone else. I also want to touch base on Rashard Hollywood Higgins. He is looking really good for us as a third receiver. And I don't know where this came from, because in the past years that we've had him, he's kind of been like a alright receiver. Like, he wasn't bad, but he wasn't good, but he's looking really good. David Njoku is looking alright. He dropped a couple passes, but I mean he just got to catch the ball. That's if he can catch the ball consistently, he could be one of the best tight ends in the league, I think. And if he gets targets, because he's only getting like 2-3 targets now. Who else? Our offensive line, not too bad, I want to say. How about Demarius Randall, though? Safety that we got from Green Bay. He's looking amazing. He had a pick Sunday, and he's a sure tackler. I believe Demarius Randall is one of the only safeties who has not missed a tackle yet this year, and that is awesome. That is awesome. Really, that game against the Raiders was just a game that just disappointed me. The officiating was awful. We played not to our full potential. The Raiders just looked good for some reason, even though they really didn't. Most of their points came off of their defense, which doesn't make any sense because they had a bottom defense in the league, but they just looked good against us. But this upcoming Sunday, we'll be facing the Ravens in Cleveland. Now, the Ravens just beat the Steelers on Sunday night, and I don't know how I want to feel about this game against the Ravens, especially with a rookie quarterback. I think that if we play better than we did against the Raiders, we could possibly come out with a win, but I'm not sure. I'm kind of like on the edge of like, I don't really know, but I feel like we could come out as an underdog. Like, the Ravens are going to be favorites to win this game, but I feel like we can come up and shock them. I believe it'll be a low-scoring game. If I had to predict a score, if we were to win, I'd predict us winning 17-14. And then if we were to lose, I'd say 21-17. Safe bet. Just the things that we got to get going. We got to have the run game. Our receivers got to catch the ball. Our defense has to play lights out. We got to send blitzes, create pressure for Joe Flacco so he's not comfortable in the pocket. Our special teams needs to learn how to stop punt returns. Jabril Peppers needs to learn to not run out of the end zone when there are defenders on the 20-yard line already running at him, because he's not going to get past it. He hasn't shown that yet. that's really it. Our kicker Greg Joseph is doing really well, so I got nothing bad to say about him. He's still perfect. Um, yeah, Baker Mayfield. Let's hope he gets a bounce back game. And I was kind of upset that he didn't have a too good game because I decided to start him over Kirk Cousins in my fantasy league. Kirk Cousins goes for 31 points and Baker Mayfield only gets me 13. Oh well, that's fantasy for you. Anyway, on the next episode of the Cleveland Sports Show, I'm not sure if it will be an Indians episode or a Cavs episode, or maybe it'll just be another Browns episode. But one of those three topics will be next. If it's Indians or Cavs, it'll be later on this week. But if it's the Browns, it'll be recorded on Monday and most likely uploaded on Tuesday of next week. Anyway, thanks for stopping by. See ya.